What's really happening in Kelowna's townhome market? Yes, sales have picked up lately. Listings are still near record highs though, and homes are still sitting on the market much longer. And once you see what's happening with prices, it's even more surprising. So let's dig into the stats for the townhome market here in the central Okanagan for the month of September. So the number of sales that we had here in September was 54. That's a 38.5% increase over last year. Last year was a slow year. 2025 has been slow, but last month and September, or August and September have been relatively busy and still under that 10-year average for sales, but much busier than say 2023 and 2024. So it's good news on that front. Now the number of new listings that we had was 153, 11.6% increase over last year. New listings is kind of a weird stat because if a property gets or say a townhome gets taken off the market, relisted or repriced, and then it gets relisted right away, technically it's counted as a new listing. So 153 it's not technically all brand new listings. Keep that in mind. Total listings that we have on the market right now is 427 townhomes in the central Okanagan, and that's down about 4.3% since last year. Still near record highs though for townhomes. Benchmark price sitting at $736,000 for the benchmark price, the typical, say, townhome here in the central Okanagan. That would get you essentially brand new townhome here, or even a fourplex, duplex. We have a lot of those going up right now. That's a 1.5% increase over 2024. I'll go over the pricing here in the next slide here. Average days to sell if you are in the market to sell a townhome. It's about 2 months, probably a little higher again with those relisted properties. That just goes off the last list price or the last listing. So around 2 months to sell. Again, keep that in mind if you're selling. Now, the list to sale price ratio for townhomes is quite a bit higher than, say, condos, and just a little bit higher than townhomes. So this is the amount that what it's listed at and what it actually sells for. So buyers and sellers are negotiating just under 2% off the list price, which is quite, again, a bit higher than the market overall. And the months of inventory, we're sitting in a buyer's market. I don't see that changing for quite some time. So the months of inventory, we're essentially at 8 months of inventory. So that's taking the total listings, dividing that by the total number of sales we had in September. That gives you about 8 months of inventory, which puts us into a buyer's market. So in theory, if we didn't list any other townhomes at the end of September, it would take, in theory, roughly around 8 months to sell off that inventory. And then the absorption rate, the rate at which townhomes are selling right now, is 12.6%. And that's just reversing those two numbers. So you take the number of sales, 54, dividing that by 427 gives you 12.6%. That tells us we're in a buyer's market as well. Once we get closer to 20% of the inventory selling or being absorbed, then we're sitting in that seller's market territory again. Now, if you have any questions about the Kelowna real estate market, you're looking to buy or sell your townhome this year or next year, I'd love to chat. Simply shoot me a text message to the number on the screen and we can get started there. Now, let's discuss the townhome pricing as of the end of 2025, or as of the end of September 2025. Again, it was $736,000 for the benchmark price, and that is down 12.1% since, or $101,000 since the peak of the market. Peak of the market was at March 2022, $837,000 for the benchmark price. So it skyrocketed just like everything else, and it actually went up 49% from September 2020 to March of 2022. So absolutely just went nuts there. $275,000 in value gained in that short amount of time, with just a 12% pullback since then. And just in terms of where we're sitting, price wise historically here, we're sitting around December of 2021 pricing right now. So if you happen to buy above, if we draw an imaginary line there, above that line, you may have lost some value there. So hopefully you don't have to sell and you can wait till the market recovers a little bit there for you. And again, 12 months ago, the prices have only risen about 1.5%. It just bounces along here for the last few years. The bottom of the market was actually, from when everything went crazy, the bottom of the market was at 706,000 in January of 2024. 3 years ago, if you purchased 3 years ago, you might have lost a bit of value there again. You're down about 5.1% overall when prices were at 775,000. But if you bought 5 years ago, say around 550, 60,000, you're up 31%. Now again, this is just the benchmark price for a townhome. You can find great deals on townhomes right now, different pockets of the city, or whether it's West Kelowna, Kelowna, Lake Country, Peachland, that it covers the central Okanagan. Great deals right now. And speaking of deals, this is my deal of the month. This is a Glenmore townhome. Sorry about the blurry picture there. We'll get into the listing here in a second. But number 47, 300 Drysdale Boulevard, right here in Kelowna. So let's take a quick look at this townhome. So 749.9 is listed at. It's right around that benchmark price. So 3-bed, 2.5 bath, built in 2017, so fairly new, and just over 1,600 or just under 1,700 square feet. And again, this is in the Glenmore neighborhood. I'll just show you the area there if you aren't too familiar with the area. Looking to move here. So Glenmore is a great area. It's very family friendly, great schools, close to shopping. They've over the past few years, they've built out the whole shopping center there with Save On Foods and all that stuff. It's about 10-15 minutes to downtown, 10-15 minutes to the bigger shopping stores, malls and stuff like that, with Costco and all that. It's the bridge there for context. And then if you are, let's say maybe you have a kid that's going to college soon, it's a short drive to the college. You don't even have to hit the main highway. You can take the back roads here to the college university, and then the airport's just across the street from that. So super close to everything, a very central location, and personally, one of my favorite locations in town. So that being said, the monthly association fee is only $230. That's pretty cheap these days. And 3-bed, again, 3-bed, 3-bath. So let's just check it out here quickly. This is the kitchen area, nice feature wall right by the dining area. Nice large island there as well for hosting people, or just if you have a larger family. Large garage as well, and looks like they do a little bit of working out in that one. Powder room on the main level, which is key in townhomes. If you're looking for townhomes, in my opinion, make sure there's a powder room, like a half bath on the main level, because there's nothing worse, in my opinion, when there's only two bathrooms upstairs, but nothing on the main level. That's just my opinion, but I mean, if you are looking, that's one thing I would mention to my clients there. Again, the kitchen here. Let's buzz through a couple photos here. Yeah, lots here. And this area of Glenmore is really nice too. You can, if you have a dog, you can walk to the dog park. It's a great quiet street as well on Drysdale. And there you have it. Bathroom, or all 3 bedrooms are upstairs, and then you have your laundry upstairs too, which is nice. Yeah, just looks like they've done maybe some updating since 2017, put up some personal touches on it. But yeah, there you have it. That is my deal of the month. Now, if you're moving to the Kelowna area and you're wondering what's the top 5 neighborhoods in Kelowna, check out this video right here.